You are now tuning in to the Hemp Honors Daily RoundUp, where we discuss everything hemp under the sun, all rolled into fun. Sponsored by the Hemp Honors online publication. For the most up-to-date articles and videos from the hemp industry, go to thehemphonors.com. If you're under 18, do me a favor, click the X. This ain't for you. Now on to the show. It's Hemp Honors. Hemp Honors, baby. Let's get to the news. Let's get to the news. Let's get to the news. You can't lose with Hemp Honors News. You are now tuned in to another episode of the Hemp Honors Daily RoundUp with your host, Dante Smith, where we discuss everything hemp under the sun, all rolled into fun. Today is a special day. We're on episode 9 today, so I do want to give us a round of applause. And that was great. Now let's get to it on today's top news. When Colorado voters approved the sale of marijuana for both medical and recreational use, many of them were sold on it being a holistic remedy for aches, pains, and anxiety. Most still believe that's the case for most marijuana products on the market. For decades now, peer-reviewed research has been conducted in medical journals documenting the prevalence of marijuana use, particularly these high-potency concentrates among patients suffering from psychosis. There's some research suggesting that the link may be correlated and not casual, meaning those suffering from psychosis may be more likely to use cannabis and other drugs to self-medicate. Legislation is being proposed that would cap the potency of marijuana products to something more reasonable, like 30%. Which is about the most that can be found in actual non-refined flower product. Hawaii governor has concerns about legalization bill advancing in legislature. The governor of Hawaii says he is concerned about efforts to legalize marijuana in the state as a reform legislation continues to advance in legislature. And while he declined to say whether he would sign or veto a legislation bill if it had arrived on his desk, he said the ongoing federal prohibition on marijuana creates complications that would factor into his decision. Marijuana is still a Schedule I substance, which is highly regulated. Hawaii has regulated market for medical cannabis, which is also prohibited under federal law. Meanwhile, Hawaii's Senate committee on Wednesday voted to advance a bill that would legalize marijuana sales in the state and allow adults 21 and over to grow the plant at home. Under that proposal, adults would be allowed to possess up to 1 ounce of cannabis for personal use. Also this week, a separate proposal also moved through committee that would significantly increase the amount of cannabis that is decriminalized under the current state law. Leaders of a military veterans organization sent a clear message to congressional lawmakers this week. Federal marijuana and psychedelic laws are outdated and should be reformed to give service members alternative treatment options for conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder. During the joint hearing before House and Senate Veteran Affairs Committees on Wednesday and Thursday, 3 veteran service organizations submitted written testimony backing a policy change to expand access to or increase research on medical cannabis, and one argued in favor of loosening restrictions to enable veterans to utilize psychedelics in their mental health treatment. Minority Veterans of America said in a written testimony, the epidemic of substance use disorder and other mental health crises among veterans demonstrates the need for innovative therapies that extend beyond traditional psychopharmacological intervention. Last year, a federal commission tasked with developing recommendations to improve mental health treatment for military veterans reached a similar conclusion about the potential usefulness of psychedelics and marijuana. The testimony from Veterans Group this week largely aligns with their previous hearings from before. And we'll be right back. And here's a word from our sponsor. Chill Plus Delta 8 capsules. Take 2 and call us in the morning. Delta 8 THC and all new world-class cannabinoid with a psychotropic high that is completely legal. That's right, I said completely legal. Now available in easy-to-pop gel capsules, it is absolutely official. The only legal cannabinoid with a buzz, not unlike Delta 9, Chill Plus Pop and Gel Caps with Delta 8 offer a mild but enjoyable psychotropic high. Chill Plus Poppin' Gel Caps have 10 milligrams of Delta 8 and 10 milligrams of CBD isolate to make your buzz smooth and steady. It's the perfect way to chill out with friends or enjoy an afternoon alone. But you'll want to hurry, because with anything this novel, the federal government will not let this last. So grab some Chill Plus Delta Force Poppin' Gel Caps and experience the buzz before the authorities try to kill it. For your bottle of Chill Plus Delta 8 Poppin' Gel Caps, go to diamondcbd.com and use promo code HONOR for your 65% off. Sponsored by the Hemp Honors online publication. For the most up-to-date articles and videos from the hemp industry, go to thehemphonors.com. And we're back with the Hemp Honors Daily RoundUp with your host, Dante Smith. Acquisition of the week. Acquisition of the week. Acquisition of the week. On Monday, Harborside threw $5 million in investment capital behind Loudpack, another well-known California marijuana business. According to the news release, Oakland-based Harborside provided the funding for the strategic investment through 15% secured convertible loan, on which that payment would be due December 2022. Loudpack CEO Mark Rayner said in a release that the Los Angeles-based company will use the funds for further expansion and to scale up production capacity. Under the agreement, Loudpack will help Harborside maximize yields at its cannabis cultivation facility in Salinas and also provide manufacturing services at its facilities for Harborside branded products. And Harborside will provide more shelf space in its stores for Loudpack associated brands such as Dime Bag, Kingpin, and Smokies. Harborside will look to leverage Loudpack's expertise as they explore opportunities to expand their cultivation, production, and distribution capabilities. State of Michigan sends $10 million in marijuana revenue back to the local government. The state of Michigan's residents bought more than $341 million of legal marijuana in the fiscal year of 2020. Now, the Michigan Department of Treasury is now distributing nearly $10 million to more than 100 state municipalities and counties as part of the Michigan Regulation and Taxation of Marijuana Act. That breakdown of disbursements actually includes 38 cities, 7 villages, 21 townships, and 38 counties. For this state's 2020 fiscal year, each eligible municipality and county will receive around $28,000 for every licensed retail store or micro business. The state treasurer, Rachel Eubanks, said in a statement, the revenue generated from the marijuana taxes and fees is important to our local government. State of Michigan's 2020 fiscal year, they collected more than $31 million from the 10% adult use marijuana excess tax. Combined with fees, there was a total of $45.7 million that's available for distribution. Good job, Michigan. Way to show them how to do it. Minnesota lawmakers push to allow cannabis flower for medical marijuana patients. A proposed bill in Minnesota State Senate would make it legal for medical cannabis patients in the state to use marijuana flower for treatment. The legislation's cleared first hurdle earlier this month with the bill getting passed out of the Senate Health and Human Service Finance and Policy Committee on March 1st. According to the local television station KSTP, current law in Minnesota only allows medical cannabis to be distributed in pill or liquid form. The state's restrictions have prompted some to call Minnesota's medical cannabis program one of the most conservative in the country. The effort to expand the state's medical cannabis program comes at the same time that Minnesota lawmakers are also taking up proposals to legalize recreational marijuana. The legalization effort has significant support in the state, including from the state's Democratic Governor Tim Walz, but advocates of the medical cannabis expansion have been quick to draw a distinction between the two efforts, noting that sensitivity of ending prohibition or recreational pot use. Minnesota House Majority Leader Ryan Winkler said at the time, the ability for Minnesotans to drive across the border to get cannabis is going to increase significantly. And that'll do it for us here today here at the Hemp Honors Daily Roundup with your host, Dante Smith, where we discuss everything hemp under the sun, all rolled into fun. Join us again for another episode of the Daily Roundup as we discuss the top news from across the hemp and cannabis industries. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media platforms under the handle Hemp Honors. Join us again 3 days a week on iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts as we discover and discuss all the cannabis top news in 10 minutes or less. As usual, hemp, life, love. Make sure you enjoy all of them.